It's Friday. It's Say It Loud, and it's time for the fuckery. So yeah, Miss Farrah came over and we chopped it up a little bit and talked about some dating. So this episode, really quickly, is on dating and how you date a little bit in how I date, I guess, because the questions are all towards me. But more importantly, I want you guys to listen because I want you to give me some feedback as you listen to this podcast today. At the end, there's some questions that we kind of ask, and I would love if you guys can go to Anchor .fm/say it loud and send us a voice message so that we can know what you're thinking and get you on the show, and you can come talk to us about dating and maybe how to handle certain situations within dating. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you listen. I am Karen L on Instagram. I am Karen L Twitter, Say It Loud Instagram, Say It Loud Twitter, www.sayitloud.com, Say It To Me. So we're just pretty much everywhere. And our subscription is rolling out in the next couple of weeks. So we'll be having that where you guys are going to get bonuses and video and merch and all that good shit. So yeah, it's Friday. Enjoy some of the fuckery. How did I bring my dreams alive? Why, with a Anchor podcast, of course. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor does the hard work and distributes your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can even make money with your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to Anchor FM to get started.
That's on my mind a little bit.
Okay.
You're a mom.
I am. I'm a grandma. I'm a whole grandma.
You're a hot grandma.
I know.
I don't know what a MILF, but like a G MILF. That's what we
a GILF. That should be my hashtag. I'm a GILF.
So
that's new levels to this shit, right? I'm not even a MILF anymore. Like, get to my level, sis.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
If I don't believe in me, who's gonna believe in me?
This is true. So dating.
Yeah.
With children and so far grandchildren. How does that work for you?
Oh, I don't do it.
So we just avoid it altogether?
Pretty much.
Okay, are you hoping the FedEx guy is going to be the one?
I got a camera down there, so I don't see a FedEx guy either. I want to talk about dating because, so I'm at this controversial place in my life. Okay? Where I'm old school in the sense that I'm not my mom and dad, but I'm still old school in chemistry and relationships.
You want to be courted.
And I want to be courted.
Okay.
And I'm not into this new school wave of shopping for a companion the way people shop for shoes online. And I'm not saying online's bad. I know there's people that have had success with it. But just for me, I still have a little bit of that old school, I like to meet someone and we have a conversation, or there's a chemistry, or there's an interest. And I feel like for me, and maybe I'm gloating a little bit, you can calm me down, pull me off my high horse if I am, but you're a beautiful woman. I'm a beautiful woman. At least I think in my head. And so
you are. Oh, come on.
Posting pictures of myself hoping to meet someone, I actually don't think it works to my advantage. In my particular situation. I don't know who the fuck I think I am, Farrah. I'm just saying my pictures are dope. I know how to work the camera.
Yes, you do.
I didn't say my face know how to work it. I just know how to work the camera.
Right.
So my pictures are going to look, I know what sells because I have an eye for it and I know how to do that. But am I attracting the type of man that I want to attract doing that? So I don't do it because I don't feel.
The question comes, do you think?
I'm going to have to be up there with no teeth, 2 ponytails, my broke down Camry.
Well, here's the thing. So now, let's before we do all that, let's try to think of it this way. Would you possibly post a non-photo profile and actually consider dating a man who hasn't seen you? And are there men out there that do that? Are there men out there that date women that they haven't seen photos of?
Yeah, they're the ones in Africa asking you to send money.
That's so wrong. Oh
but
my
it's
God.
so funny.
I can't
and people
with you.
really be sending them money. Anyhow, I feel like that's not fair. Because I wouldn't want to date someone that I didn't get to see.
I always thought a while ago, I thought that might have been an option for me. First of all,
online dating or posting a picture or not
okay,
posting a
so
picture?
online dating is not for me.
Okay.
For two reasons. Because I just cannot grasp the connectivity or the chemistry that is supposed to come across the internet.
Because you like me. Because
like, I need that face to face, that like, oh my God, we have the same jokes, and oh my goodness, like you're cute, and in the way you make this laugh, or that the little things that don't necessarily come across an internet page. I don't know.
Also, so I've had an experience, Farrah, where I dated a guy, and on paper he was great. He went to school, had a good job, lived in a nice apartment, had a couple cars. Everything on paper looked great, right? This is someone who doesn't have any kids, no baby mama drama, went to good college. Oh, everything on paper looked great.
The ideal male that women are looking for.
I'm going to go out with him.
Right.
And then I went out with him. I was bored out of my fucking mind.
Oh my gosh.
He was handsome. He was very kind. But like, the type of woman that I am, clearly you see the type of person I am. I am a jokester. I'm a prankster. I am inappropriate. I drink. I don't drink beer, but maybe occasionally I'll drink from a bottle.
Okay.
As much as I want to be this affluent woman, I still want to be able to eat chicken from Kennedy Fried Chicken. And I went out with this guy, and on paper he was great, but I was like, I don't see myself being able to do, like, I couldn't be myself. Right. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't say shit like, yo, look at this nigga right here, and crack jokes. You know what I mean? Or I couldn't say, look at her ass. Why my ass don't look like that? Like, it wasn't so, mind you, on paper, stellar. But when we got together and we're in the same room and that energy was together, like, I just felt like I couldn't be myself. And I don't know, like, sometimes we're looking for something and we want it to be so perfect.
So, yeah. So about that.
And then that online part. So I've been on Tinder for like 2 hours, right? When you're on Tinder, it doesn't tell you anything about a person. Maybe it's my age, right? Maybe my age is talking and the grandma's coming out. But when you go on Tinder, it's just a picture of a person. It don't really, and how far away they are.
Because society is more visual.
It doesn't tell you.
You're visual. They're visual.
Okay, but it doesn't tell you if they smoke. I got the asthma. It doesn't tell you if they're a Christian, if they don't eat shellfish. It doesn't really give you an idea of who the person is. It just gives you a picture of them.
Well, first of all, let's go to the part where I think Tinder's just a hookup thing, so don't do that.
I said 2 hours, then I deleted the app.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's that. And
I was gonna catfish anyway.
So so I had the same situation, actually quite opposite. I met a guy and I was seeing him for a little bit, and on paper he was the thing. Like, first of all, I don't know what the situation is, but the man had some money and he was doing well, legitimately, not, the side hustle, I'm in construction.
So he don't sell pharmaceuticals.
No, not at all. He's not in the pharmaceutical business, from what I understood.
Oh.
So, and he was very stylish and whatever else.
That's important.
Yeah, okay.
I like stylish.
Listen, let me tell you what's important, okay? To me, this is what I've come to the conclusion. We had great chemistry, but he was a little rude.
Oh.
He was a little rude because he had this, not for
like
anything.
Cocky rude?
Cocky rude. But this is the thing that I'm starting to understand. Like, as women, some of us say that we want a guy that has money or whatever. I don't really so much need you to have money. I just need you to be able to take care of yourself.
Right. Don't ask me for no money.
Right. But more so like, and if you do have money, I'm going to need you to not try to throw that at me because I have my own coins.
Oh, but you have to understand that there's a lot of men out here. There's a lot of women out here that don't have money.
That's
right. But
I
get talked to. I've been out with guys that have brought that up to me a lot. Like, yo, Karen, you're different. Because I bought you a drink. Oh my gosh.
I reached into my wallet to pay for the meal, and he looks over at me all perplexed, like what are you doing?
Yeah, same. I've done it before.
And
I paid for food. I
paid for
drinks.
my meal because, like,
we've been to the movies before. I pay for the tickets. You buy the food. Like, I have no problem.
He was floored, and I'm like, "What you mean?" He goes, I've gone out with women, and they don't even reach for that."
Right.
I said, he goes, "Just the gesture of you reaching." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not just reaching to reach. I'm I'm reaching to
Yeah,
pay.
yeah,
like
yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
making this a whole
Right,
one-sided thing.
You have to understand, and I've been out with guys who have done the same thing. I've paid for meals. I've bought a drink out here. I buy a bottle. Like, we're gonna go do something. I got this. You got that. I'll get the tickets. I'm fine with that. But there is a lot of men that are not used to that right now, and so when a woman does that, they are taken back and they are thrown off.
Well, you know what he said to me after that? I tried to do it a second time, and he turned around and goes, "Oh, can't you just let a man be a man?" And I was like, "Whoa, I didn't even realize
I was de-emasculating you."
Yeah, I didn't even know that this was what I was doing. I just thought I believe that if I'm going out with you, it not necessarily means, one, you have to come out all the time, but at the same time, I'm trying to be mindful of your money too. I'm not trying to like have you asked out. Not that you should be dating me if you're asked out.
Let's take it back one more step where you said before. I'm also not having you try to throw money in my face like you doing me a goddamn favor.
Well, that's the other thing about it too. So my thing is, the reason why I go to reach and to pay is not necessarily because I'm, one, feeling out of pocket and I want to de-emasculate you, but also I need you to know that I'm not for sale, nor am I under your control. I am my own individual, and you're going to treat me with that respect. I know, I post
on Instagram all the time, like, I'm not in a place where I need your $40. Or I need you to buy me red bottles. I don't even want.
Fuck $40.
Excuse me. No, it's okay. We got that explicit content.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's like you have people that are literally throwing thousands of dollars at you, and I'm looking like, bro, I can't take this because if this comes with strings or whatever it is you're looking for, I'm not the one.
But there's a lot of women that are not like that. I'm the same thing. I get invited. I can't even tell you the amount of trips that I've been invited on.
Oh my goodness, that's the other thing. Let's go on trips.
Let's go.
So here's my thing. As a woman, that's a
good question we should ask.
This is a really good question because this is my thing. As a woman, a man asks you to take you out on a trip, all expenses paid, wants to take you to your fantasy place. Okay, that sounds nice. But we're together and we're not hooking up like that. Like, we're dating or I'm getting to know you, however, but we're not hooking up. First of all, my ish is exclusive, okay? We need to be on a whole nother level before you can even get to that point. So my question is, do you expect, because it's an all expense paid trip, we drinking, we having a good time, that something's going to occur? Are we sleeping in the same bed? Am I getting my own room? Where is this going? Because I've turned down every single offer of trip because of the level of expectation. And the guy specifically has told me there is no expectation. We're just going to have a good time. And while it sounds nice, I don't feel that that's a level of comfort. I could buy my own ticket, but I don't even want to be in the situation because we are here and you're coming out of pocket. You feel entitled to my cookie.
So let me put that in 181st Street and Grand Concourse terms. We don't sell pussy. So you buying a trip is still, I don't know. I have turned the trips down too. And I've turned the trips down because I don't want to feel obligated to be intimate with someone because they took me on a trip.
Well, no. See,
I've kept it totally 100. Like, I don't mind going away with you and having a good time and we chilling and we drink. I don't even mind sleeping in the same room. However, I don't want to feel obligated to have sex with you because you invited me on a trip.
So there's that question again, though. That obligation. As women, though, this is the other question. Like, as women, we hold ourselves to a higher regard and a higher standard. A man should be able to take us out on a trip if it's something they want to do as a treat or something nice. As women, are we the ones that are sitting there overthinking it and taking it to that next level where a man can't want anything more from us besides sex? Is it us? Is it them? And how do you distinguish? Is this a conversation you have before we go?
I think it's a conversation that you got to have before we book, before we go. I think it's also like...
But don't people say things out of decency too? Like, oh, you know, he did tell me, okay, we're not going to hook. It's no worries, no strings, whatever. But are you just saying that to get me out there and see how it goes? How do you know?
But then it could be the same thing for the woman's point of view. She might be saying, no, I don't want to hook up. And then she gets out there and she's like, yo, this guy did all these things. I do like him. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So maybe I do. Maybe this is a nice place for us to be able to have this experience.
I guess you guys should answer some of these questions.
You can go to Anchor and go to Say It Loud and send us a message, because I really would appreciate feedback from men and women, actually. I would want to know from the guys, do you feel like if you take a woman on a trip, because, by the way, I have a long list of hotels that are beautiful and I'm not sharing with anyone because I just want to post my picture when I get there. I don't know about the dude yet. I might put an emoji over his face. It depends.
Oh my God.
But can you go on a trip for a date?
Maybe.
That's a 3-day date. And does the woman feel obligated to have sex? And guys, do you feel like if you go on a trip with a woman that you should be intimate with her? And if she says she's not going to be intimate with you, would you still go?
And that, I think, is the level of the man. And also the level of the woman.
I think that also is the level of how much I like you. Because if I don't really like you and I don't plan on having a relationship with you and this don't plan on going nowhere, then I'm not paying $2,700 for us to be laid up here if this is not going anywhere.
See, but $2,700 to some people is a drop in the bucket. And for them, the maybe is good enough. See, my thing is that I'm not about wasting your time and I'm not about wasting my time. If this is what you want, I need it to be clear cut because I need you to understand my boundaries on this. I don't want this. I want something different. And then what comes into play is, what do you want? Do you want the kind of relationship that just, let's just pack our bags and go somewhere? Yeah, we say we want these things, but to what extent and to what are we willing to relinquish for that?
That's a good question. That's really deep. I don't even know. I don't have an answer for that. I really don't, because I really don't know what I'm willing to relinquish, because I haven't been in that situation where I've had to do that.
So I learned something about myself, actually. I always thought that I could let a man be a man and, do whatever, he sees fit as a man to lead a woman. I believe, as a strong female, that if the right man came along, I would allow him to lead. I say this all the time. Like, okay. I want a man to lead me, right?
Same.
Because I've been in a relationship where I led, and I don't want that.
I'm always the leader.
Right.
I don't want to be the leader no more.
I don't want to be the leader, but it's not that. So I was taking dance lessons, and the guy I was dancing with, you're so used to being the leader, you won't let me lead. Oh. And I took that to heart. This is just dancing. And I took it a step further. I'm like, damn, but is that how I treat other people? Like, I'm like, damn, is it because I can't let my guard down that I'm not allowing these people or this person to take me on a trip and to actually lead me in a direction? Or are we keeping ourselves from that as well?
Yes.
So
absolutely. I think that's another thing too, being a strong woman. We're so strong that sometimes we want to kind of lead everything and foresee everything, and you, in a relationship or working with someone else, you can't always do that. You have to let yourself be vulnerable enough or open enough to allow them to pour something in. And I think in this society that's hard to do, because there's so many red flags and hurdles that people got to go through just to be able to be comfortable with another person. And you know that, because there's people, that have been dating or married years and shit still ain't going right. So when you're out in the market and you're dating, it's always like, what is the ulterior motive here?
Right.
And where is this going and how is it going to get there? And I think it also depends on you and where you are in your life and what you're looking for in your life. If you would have asked me what I wanted 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, I don't want to be married to nobody. There was a point in time where I was just like, I don't want to get married again. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm fine by myself. I got my own crib. I got my own cars. I travel. I got my girls. I can, it's not really that hard to come up with some dick. You know what I mean? It's not. We could lie and say it is. I be lying to you. You can it gets delivered like Amazon. Shit, it's like Uber Eats.
When you don't even want it.
Yeah, it's like Uber Eats. You can get it, pull up right to the crib. But then you have to figure out what it is that you do want. And when you get to that point of what you do want and saying, okay, these are the things that I want, how do I get to have that healthy relationship with someone? But we still need to go back to the online dating part. Because so I can't use Tinder because that's just for hooking up, and I'm not hooking up with nobody. I'm too old for that.
So I did.
Do old people use Tinder?
I don't know. And you're not old. What?
I'm just saying, like,
Shorty, how old are you?
I'm 41. But
Okay. Ooh.
But I'm just saying, like, but then you go to other websites, and I went on Match with a free trial. Yanni put me on there at one point, because she was like, "Mom, you need to find a boyfriend," and so Yanni had put me on Match at one point, and just for the free trial, because black people, and but at least at Match they were able to, like, they asked you like 100 questions.
Yeah.
And it's
that questionnaire.
Yeah, it drills down into, like, do you want more children? Do you not want more children? Do you, like, and I thought those things were, like, a lot more important if you're actually looking for someone to date, because just looking at a picture of someone doesn't give you an idea of who they are and what they want in their life, versus someone who, all right, I answered 100 questions, I can get a better idea if this person is for me or not. Like,
well, who's reading all that? Let's get to that.
But
I tried. There was one
I don't want to
tried.
read all of it, but I want to know a little bit more than just what your name is and that you're 13 miles away from me.
Hi. That doesn't. All that sounds great, but how do I know you're not a serial killer? Let's start there. Let's start there. I want to know that if I go out with you, I give your license plate number, your picture, the destination of where we're meeting. That my girl is not gonna have to be at the police station with all the information.
You lucky I'm not in the car behind following y'all.
Okay, anyway, come on.
I had a girlfriend that used to do background checks.
Do you have? Wait, do you
she
have?
Used to do background checks.
No, I need to know. Do you have any mental illnesses that I need to be aware of?
Can we
ahead
just
of
do
time?
basic shit? Like, does your baby mama still think she's in a relationship with you?
No. How about this? Does any other woman think she's in a relationship with you? You may not be in a relationship with them, but does anybody
me and my baby mom not together? Did you tell her
that? Wait, does she know that?
Does she know that?
Right?
Okay, that's another question. Do you date people with children?
Well,
okay, I'll answer. I will date someone with children because I feel like I'd be a hypocrite if I said I won't date someone with children and I got 3 kids. So I will date someone with children. However, if your baby still smell like breast milk, if you got a car seat in your car, do not, I repeat, Ava is my granddaughter. Her car seat do not go in the Benz. It don't. It don't. We bought Yanni her own car. You drive the baby.
Yep.
So if your baby still smells like breast milk, if you have a bottle, if your baby mama is still lactating, we are not dating.
If your child has a bobo. Let's just start there.
If
okay?
your child
has a bobo.
But okay? The other day I was even thinking about this a little bit more. Because I'm 41. My children are 18 and 23. My youngest is 10. I do not want to go on a date. And I love you, Jace. I do not want to go on a date to Chuck E. Cheese.
No, that's not fun.
I do not want to spend my Saturdays with you on your Chuck E. Cheese.
And that's not to hate on anybody who does that.
No, I'm not hating. I'm just saying Grandma, don't want to do that with you. Now, if you're having a party there for your kid and you say, bring Jace, I'll come. But I don't want to constantly feel like I'm needed to be somebody's stepmom. I don't mind being a stepmom.
Right.
But I don't want to be half in and half out of, like, I don't know.
So I'll take it one step different and just tell you like this.
How much time do we have?
I'm willing to date somebody who has children. I'm just not willing to date somebody who has multiple baby mamas. No offense to anybody, no drama, no situation, but I mean, a relationship
what if they had
difficult.
multiple baby mamas, but their kids were like 15 and 20?
Okay, no. Let me explain why I don't want the multiple baby mama situation. Okay? 20 is still whatever. And how old was the other one? 15? Okay, listen, the child's going to graduate high school. I'm going to be a stepmom to this child, supposedly, or whatever, if this relationship is successful. Does your baby mama still have some resentment or some issues? We're going to go to the graduation together. We're going to see the child off the prom and all these other things. There's multiple women. And you realize that even if the woman doesn't want the man anymore, sometimes there's hostility there. I'm a grown woman. I don't need any hostility in my area. I need peace. I like peace. Peace is good. If you're telling me that your baby mama or multiples are totally accepting of you having another woman, or you've had them in check, or they're in check and they're not checking for you and everything's good, that's a different story. But what are the chances of that, and how many of those situations?
We need to have a show about that. We need to have a show about that, because I really feel like it's not just the men that need to check the women.
Oh, no,
like,
agreed.
Women need to check themselves.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm divorced. I don't bother my ex-husband. I swear to God, my kids will tell you, I don't bother him. I don't call him. I don't talk to his baby moms. I don't get involved in any of that stuff. It don't concern me. It's not my business. They ain't no hard feelings. We having an event and you want to be there. As long as it's not in my goddamn house, I'll go. I'll be cordial. I'll have a drink with you. Shit. I'll even plan the wedding if you want. Like, that's how serious I am. I feel like if the two of y'all are done and y'all done, then y'all done. There's no animosity. There's no anger. There's no hate. There's no drama. There's no nothing.
Women and there's men that are not like that. I know men who won't let their... and
the guys need to check it too. If you with somebody else, let your baby mama live. Let your baby mama live.
About, I don't want to see her with anybody else.
Then you're not with her, and you're with somebody else.
You should have figured that out before. You know, like this.
Then if you don't want to see her with nobody else, then you go be with her. Mm-hmm. That's the only other option. But you can't say you don't want her to be with anybody else and you moved on with your life. That's not fair. Now you just fucking with her life. Leave her alone. Because I wouldn't want somebody doing that to me.
No.
And vice versa. I don't want to be in a situation with any man where I got anybody's baby mama coming to me as a woman. Do not come to me about no nigga, because I'm gonna wrap the nigga up and send him FedEx to your house. For real. I don't want it. I'll cut a nigga off. I will cut a man off quicker for that type of drama than I would for maybe something else. Because now you're just bringing shit into my life, and I don't need any of that. I don't need that.
So, one child, mama, cool. Another, a third.
So what advice would you give someone like me who wants to get married again, I know I need to start dating, but I don't know where I need to meet people to date, because my work doesn't allow me to meet anyone. So what advice would you give someone like me?
Get out of your house.
But go where?
Anywhere. Go, to the library.
There's nobody at the library.
Okay, well, let's go to the bookstore then.
There's nobody at the bookstore.
Let's go to the art museums. Let's go.
I do like the art museum.
Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go, I don't know, have a drink on a random Saturday afternoon at your favorite restaurant. Or maybe just take yourself out on a little date and you might run into someone along the way. Little trips for yourself may lead to something different. And other trips for yourself and your other body parts. On that note.
All right, guys. So that's our first episode of Say It Loud. Follow us on, subscribe on iTunes. We're on Spotify. We're on Anchor. We're on a whole bunch of other streaming. If you can't do any of those, you can always go to www.sayitloud.com, and there is a tab for our podcast there. Farrah and I will be together next week with another podcast for you. In the interim, go to Anchor and send us a message so that we can kind of listen to those and put those into the show, because we want some of your feedback on what you would do in certain situations and how you handle things in certain situations when dating.
I need some answers, and maybe you guys could help
and that
me out.
whole trip thing. So if I get invited on a trip, what advice would you give me? Do I go? Do I not go? Am I expected to do anything when I'm there? I think that's a really important conversation to be had, so that I can tell this dude if I'm coming or not. Okay? All right. So thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you guys soon.
This is Miss Farrah, and I'm out.
It's nasty. All right. So just to recap, I have a bunch of vacation ideas and hotels that I am holding in my arsenal. I am not even telling y'all, because I am just going to show up and show out, and my Instagram and my Twitter is going to be lit with all the pictures that I take of myself with an emoji over some dude face. He probably just going to be holding the camera, but they so popping, I'm not even sharing them with nobody. Y'all going to have to subscribe to get that info. So yeah, go to anchor.fm/sayitloud, and you can send us a voice message. I can use those voice messages
on this show, which I would love to do because I love engaging with all of you, you can DM me on Instagram at I am Karen L or at Sayeth Loud. You can tweet me at I am Karen L or at Sayeth Loud, SAYITH Loud. You can also visit our website to get caught up on the podcast and binge. I usually do that in the car. Yes, I do listen to myself. www.sayethloud.com. You can also go to the website, learn a little bit about me and what I want to do with Sayeth Productions and what I'm available for as far as like emceeing and hosting events and panel discussions and yada, 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 yada. We talk the talk, we walk the walk, we talk the shit, right? So it's all there for you. I'm going to roll out those sponsorships so I can get you that info. But in the interim, I want to know if I get invited on a date, which I have, and it was to an exotic island for a couple of days, how does that go down? Do you go? Do you not go? Is it a date? Is it not a date? Are you expected to be intimate and have sex with someone because they take you on a date? Are you sharing a room? Are you sharing a bed? Like, how does that go? Because part of me is like, I wouldn't mind going and getting a couple days away and being on the sun with my booty cheeks out and my top down somewhere. But at the same time, and I wouldn't go out with someone that I don't like, but at the same time, what is the expectation from a gentleman or a woman when you do something like that? When we come back, are we still dating? I don't know. I don't know how this works, right? So as much as you can tell me that's good, fellas, if you take a woman away on a vacation date, are you expecting some ass? Keep it 100. Keep it 100. And ladies, if you go away with someone, are you expecting to be intimate with someone? Are you getting your coochie waxed before you go? Let's talk about it, because I want to know. I want to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? I want to be prepared. I told you I got this laundry list of some badass hotels. I can't wait to get booed up. Just make sure you got some magnet on that Amex though, because you know how I roll. All right, guys, it's Friday. Enjoy the fuckery. Binge listen. Love y'all. I'll see you next week.